My name is David Stevens and I'm a storyteller, and I'm here to present the story of Miss Terry, or at least the first part of the story of Miss Terry. I don't have time to tell you the whole story. It's a very long story. If you want to know the whole story, you'll need to read the book. But I can give you a taste of the story of Miss Terry. Now, it's not an easy story to tell, and it certainly won't be an easy story to hear. It's a story of struggle and survival. Survival of Miss Terry, and turning the challenging and often disturbing events of her life into positive ones. To begin at the beginning, Miss Terry, which of course isn't her real name, was born in a family of...
Hold on. Just wait a minute. This is my story, and I think nobody should be telling it but me.
Miss Terry?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even know you were here.
Well, clearly. Now, if you just sit down and I'll take it from here.
Yeah, but I thought that I could tell the story.
Well, don't worry. You can help me. I can't play all the characters myself. Now, if you take my jacket,
yeah.
I'll take it from here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Terry, although that's not my real name. In fact, all the names in this story have been changed. The place names are fictitious too. Now, normally I have to sit down a lot, but for this I'm going to try and do most of this standing up. Now, this story is real, very real. Now, I don't want to blame anyone in this story for what happened to me. What I do want to do is I want to have a chance to let it all out as a way of helping me. Maybe it will help others too. Some people that have been through the same sort of things that I've been through. Telling this story has been a sort of therapy for me. Now, where to start? Where shall I start?
Well, why don't you start at the beginning? How did life begin for you, Miss Terry?
When my mum was pregnant, she fell down the stairs. That probably explains why I am like I am. When I was born, I came out with the cord around my neck. The doctors didn't think I would survive. They thought I would die, like 3 of my mum's other children had died. You see, my brain was starved of oxygen. But I didn't die. You see, I'm a survivor. I was a late developer too. I couldn't walk or talk for ages, not like the other kids. The doctors said I had a serious condition called cerebral palsy.
And how did you overcome this, Miss Terry?
Well, one day I did it. I got to my feet and I stumbled over to my brother, and I pointed at him and I said, "Brother, over there." That would be the story of my life, struggling and conquering my problems one by one, surviving when no one thought I would.
Clearly, which has made you into a stronger person, I can see that. But your childhood, it wasn't always an easy one, was it?
No, not at all. Growing up was a very confusing time for me. At home, I saw ghosts running through the walls, knocking pictures down. Every house we lived in was haunted. Outside was just as frightening too. Everywhere I went, it seemed that men and boys wanted to, you know, try it on with me. One boy took me into a shed. He made me do things I didn't want to do.
Yeah, I think we can probably guess why he took you into that shed.
There were children outside, and they were looking in on us.
Well, did you tell anybody about what happened?
No. Oh, I was too scared. I thought I'd get into trouble.
Well, what did you do?
I drew a picture.
A picture? What sort of a picture?
Picture people didn't like. I used to help out at this daycare centre sort of thing. Oh, I used to love helping the children there. Oh, we'd tell stories and sing songs. Oh, they loved it. They weren't afraid. And then one day, I took myself off. And I drew a picture. I don't know why. At the time, in the picture, I was in the centre, surrounded by men and boys. They had golf clubs, and they were exposing themselves. I got into trouble.
What is this? This is filthy. This is obscene. What's that it says in the corner? Help me? Right. Come with me, Miss Terry. You've got a lot of explaining to do.
They made me see a social worker and a policewoman and a teacher. I think, I was scared. They asked me lots of questions.
What is this? Why did you draw something like this? Who are all these people? And why are they doing this? What's going on at home, eh? Hey, come on, explain yourself, Miss Terry.
I wanted to say that the evil spirits were controlling the men and boys and making them do these things to me. But I didn't. What I said was, my brother and my mum's boyfriend Brian have been doing things I don't like. And Brian raped me.
Did they arrest Brian?
Yeah. But they said it was sexual assault and attempted rape.
So that was an end to it?
It should have been. But my mum made me say I'd made it all up. And Brian came back. Soon afterwards, I had an operation on my foot. I was lying on the sofa and Brian came in and did his usual thing. But I didn't want him to stop. I wanted more. I felt possessed and unclean all at the same time. This this kept happening over and over again. I felt like the spirits were controlling me. I've lived with this horror all my life. It's only now that I've had the strength to speak and let it all out.
Are you all right? Do you want to stop?
No! No! I want to tell my story. You want to hear it? It's why we're here after all.
Yeah. All right then. We'll move on. How was school?
Oh, when I was put in foster care. But I went to the same school. My sister went there too. But my mum wouldn't let me see her because of all the trouble I'd caused the family. Often, I'd see my mum and my sister together. But they just walked past me and wouldn't even look at me.
What about the other kids at school? Did you get on with them?
Oh, everyone at school had some problem or other. Some brought in drugs. Others tried it on with me. On one occasion, I got attacked by a couple of boys. It seemed that everywhere I went, I was surrounded by damaged people, and the damage had spread. I had become damaged. I was surrounded by swearing and being abused physically and mentally and sexually. I was desperately unhappy, and as a result, my behaviour got worse.
Look, perhaps we should talk about something else.
No. I've realised what happened. And there's nothing I can do about it now. It's part of my history. What I can do is talk about it and put it behind me. I did some bad things, but I have to learn to forgive myself now. I do feel I was misunderstood, but then there's no smoke without fire. I hated so many people, but I have to learn to love those around me and to trust them.
Have you ever dabbled in black magic?
I have. Have you?
No. Do you think I ought to?
No, don't. And I'll tell you why. My friend Derek, well, you can be Derek.
Oh, okay.
I met Derek when I was 16 years old at college. Derek introduced me to...
The Ouija board! Come over to mine and try it. It'll be fine. All the boys at college have done it.
I was interested in witchcraft, so I went along. The boys at college told me not to do it. One boy said his thumb got damaged after using the Ouija board. It showed me it was all deformed and it had no nail. He said he'd never use the Ouija board again. He said it was evil.
Nonsense. There's nothing evil about it. All you do is you take your finger, you put it on the glass like this,
but it was evil. I'd had no idea the damage that it would cause. A funny thing started to happen. The atmosphere turned icy cold, and something happened to give me and Derek a strong feeling of desire.
Can you feel that too?
I felt like evil had entered me. I felt unclean.
Hey, it's all right.
But I've been tampered with enough by then to feel that all sexual acts were unclean. Ruined things between me and Derek. I don't want nothing more to do with you.
Hey.
I felt that night I'd been possessed by evil and evil spirits had been unleashed. The strongest of all was the man in black. I realised he'd been here before, waiting for his chance to pounce.
It's just your imagination.
No, I wish it was. I've seen him everywhere. Imprinted on my bedroom ceiling. It was terrifying. I realised if I could just get rid of him, I could turn my life around.
Hey, look. Let's just leave the man in black where he belongs, in the shadows, shall we? And we'll talk about something happier. And were there happier things going on? You went with a Roman Catholic family.
Oh, yeah, I was fostered by a Roman Catholic family, and I had to go to a special school on Sunday, where we learned about the Virgin Mary, which I enjoyed. I even got a chance to go to Lourdes. Oh, it was amazing watching all the damaged people being healed. They even made my foot grow a whole inch longer, which the doctor said would never happen.
Well, it sounds like things are getting better.
Yes and no. I had to go to a children's home. But I got lots of Christmas presents and I got a letter from Santa. Well, one time they took us to see Starlight Express. They were happy times.
And what about your mum? Did you see her?
Well, when my mum came to visit, there had to be a social worker present, as we didn't get on too well. Mostly, I remained calm, and sometimes I'd play up, and other times I just didn't say anything at all.
Why was that?
Because I was angry with her. She never believed me. I was only being a teenager. Why didn't she believe me? It just didn't add up. And why did she let Brian come back after all he'd done? I loved my mum, but I hated her too.
I can understand why you acted up. I mean, there was so much going on for you to make you damaged.
But I'm a survivor. You see, I survived. And I'm a better person now for all that's happened to me.
Oh, look, we're nearly out of time. We need to finish your story.
But hang on, I haven't told you about my first marriage and the time when I was...
Well, don't worry about that, don't worry about that. It's all in the book, and if they want to know about that, they're going to have to read it, aren't they?
There's a happy ending, though. I did meet my handsome prince. He's called Peter. We're inseparable. Stuck together like glue. Like Rapunzel in the tower. I was set free from my tower of misery and gloom by my handsome prince. And I'm here to tell the tale.
Thank you. Miss Terry.